Now the moment we have all been waiting for, happening right now. We are just 30 seconds away from liftoff of the Starliner. It's Atop Decatur-made Saturn, Atlas V rocket. That's exactly right. And I want to give you a couple of tidbits because on board this Starliner, Christmas presents and treats for the ISS astronauts. They'll be paying tribute to past space flights on this. 500 tree seeds, similar to ones flown aboard Apollo 14, the 1971 moon mission, among others. Let's listen in.
3, 2, 1, and liftoff. The rise of Starliner and a new era in human spaceflight.
Through the tower. Now 10 seconds into flight. Vehicle's begun the pitch over program. Body rate responses look good. Now 15 seconds in. VU's gone to close loop control. RD 180 looks good at full thrust. Seeing good chamber pressure on both SRVs. Now 26 seconds into flight. RD 180 now throttling down to partial thrust as expected. Engine response looks good. Now 38 seconds in. RD 180 engine operating parameters continue to look good. Vehicle is now passing through max Q, maximum dynamic pressure. Chamber pressures on both SRVs continue to look good. RD 180 engine operating parameters also continue to look good. Now passing 1 minute into flight. And Mach 1, Atlas V is now supersonic.
Atlas V, now supersonic. You just heard him say there. This is a historic day for NASA, Boeing, and the United Launch Alliance. This partnership is now eventually going to send astronauts to space on an American spacecraft from American soil. This is huge. It's an unmanned spacecraft right now, but they're collecting a lot of data on this mission as it's on its way in an 8-day mission to the International Space Station and then back as well. It's an incredible, incredible journey for the space program, this joint partnership between private and public, between NASA, Boeing, and the ULA, and North Alabama has a lot to do with this. As you're seeing on your screen right now, we were just mentioning moments ago some of the things aboard. There's some interesting little tidbits that we found, Rob, aboard this orbiter out there, the Starliner. Christmas treats and presents for the astronauts. We understand that there will be 500 tree seeds, okay, that will be aboard this. Now, these tree seeds are similar to the ones flown aboard the Apollo 14 in the 1971 moon mission. And we understand, and this is a possibility, we need to confirm this, but when they come back, the tree seeds come back to the Earth, we understand that some Boeing facilities that contributed to the Starliner mission will actually be planting these seeds. So that's a good follow-up story for us. Also, American flags will be on board, much similar to the American flags that Alan Shepard brought aboard his flight as the first American in space back in 1961. And also a small allotment of patches and flags representing those who made up the space station program will be on board. Obviously, mementos when they come back home. They were out in space. They came back home for future astronauts to be wearing. It's an extremely important and historic day in our space mission to eventually put astronauts, ferry those astronauts, much like we did in the space shuttle program that ended in 2011, put them back on board and head back to space.
I mean, it's been 8 years since we've been able to get humans up to the International Space Station. So hopefully that changes here pretty soon with this hopefully successful launch. It looks pretty successful right now.
And you called it. I mean, how beautiful is that in the dark sky right before sunrise out there in Florida, Cape Canaveral?
You could see this all the way up to New Jersey, this launch. So there's going to be a lot of cool images trickling down throughout the East Coast.
Look at this. We can actually see it on tower cam right now, Rob.
Oh, I pointed it. I didn't think we would.
Wow.
We should roll on this. Yeah, I pointed the camera southeast, and I'm like, you know, we're probably too far. Wow, that's so neat.
Yeah.
Wow. I just turned it there just out of a hunch that we could be able to see it.
So think about this for a second. When I was growing up, I was watching the Apollo. A lot of kids, as they were growing up, they were watching the space shuttle missions. And now kids today, kids, you're waking up. This is education as you see it on your screen with the Starliner atop the Atlas V. This is really, really awesome. Rob's even taking a picture of this.
Yeah, I think we should just stay on this. It's going to be really mostly sunny today, folks, but this is really neat. Oh, and it looks like you can see the separation where that first one kind of separated.
How about that? Huh?
Yeah. So, wow, that's pretty cool. Man, I'm glad I turned the camera southeast. I'm like, well, might as well, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and the great thing about this too is they're saying this is a million things that they were going to be testing on this. A ton of things. That data, remember, it's unmanned, but it's also going to, include the dummy that's Rosie, the Rocketeer, they're calling her,
right?
Named after Rosie the Riveter, if you will. And what they've done is they put all kind of data, wiring, et cetera, all on that potential astronaut, if you will, and they're going to be using that data to find out, okay, what are lessons learned for future flights. They understand that these crews, by the way, could be up. If this is a successful mission, Rob, crews could be launched on this Starliner as soon as early 2020.
That's pretty cool. Really neat. Just fantastic to see that. I'm glad we had clear enough skies to see that off to the east. So yeah, if you're, let's say, if you're in DeKalb or Jackson County right now, run outside, take a picture of that. Maybe a little tough in Madison County with here Montesano kind of blocking the view.
History made with this launch this morning. We'll be right back, folks. It's 5:42.